paper napkins in the summer park and little specks of something between his toes or biscuits from the day before, ran into the sweat that tucked the sheets around his limbs like he was a old frozen bundle of chicken. And he'd wake up and he'd make coffee, drink wine, drink water. And he wished that one of his friends who knew where he was would come by with some blow or some shit, anything, because there was no air. He could see the spotlights downstairs in the alleyway moving in the air, over the wall, across the space. He'd under the covers and wait for an all clear, or at least until he could hear the traffic again. There was nothing wrong with him. There was nothing wrong with him, he kept telling Crystal. Any fool nigga rather kill Vietnamese children more than stay home and raise his own is sicker than a rabid dog, he was saying. This had been their thing ever since he had got back home. Crystal got to saying what a no-good fool nigga Bo was, cause wasn't he the one going uptown saying that the baby wasn't his, that it was some no-count niggas, that the police would come any chance they had and take him if they wanted to, or better yet that when the blood test and shit came together, then everybody would know what a no-good lying whore Crystal was. And all of this after she had been his girl from the age of 13 and he caught her on the stairway. He came home crazy as hell. He wanted veterans benefits. He wanted to go to school. But the teachers kept putting him in remedial classes and he couldn't read worth a damn, so Bo got to accusing the teachers of holding him back. Then he got a gypsy cab to drive, and then the cab kept breaking down, and the police kept messing with him. Plus, he wasn't making any bread. And Crystal went and got pregnant on him again. He nearly beat her to death when she told him. She still got a scar under her right tit, too, from when he cut her up. But Crystal, she still went and had that baby. Now Bo got 2 children. A little girl named Naomi Kenya and a little boy named Kwame Bo Willie Brown. And there was no air. How the hell did he get himself involved in this mess anyway? Somebody went and told Crystal that Bo was spending all his money on that bartending bitch at the merry-go-round. He had to get this shit out of her head so she would let him come home. Now here she was with a court order saying, oh, Bo Willie Brown can't have nothing to do with his kids, that if he showed his face around, yeah, they would definitely arrest him. And she had been getting on him ever since the age of 14 to marry her. And now here she was, 22, wanting to put him out. Oh, because now he wanted to marry her. And she sat back and she laughed and she said, what you want to marry me now for? So I can take care of your sorry, broke, black ass, or better yet, so I could just sit here and wait after they lock you up? Oh, no, they will come after you, you lunatic, and when they do, I won't have nothing to do with it, because I don't want to marry you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. As a matter of fact, I don't want nothing from your sorry, broke, black ass. And she went to bed. And then the next day, Bo came in and he was screaming and he was hollering and he was cussing and he got to beating on Crystal. She didn't know what the hell was going on. He was just sweating something terrible. All he was saying was, oh, you're going to marry me and we're going to get more veterans benefits and I'm not about to be driving that gypsy cab around no more. Driving them sticks around, wanting to kill me for $15. And then when the tables and the chairs weren't enough, he turned to the high chair and baby Kwame was in it and he got to beating Crystal with the high chair and the baby, and then all of a sudden this notion just got into him to just stop and run out. Crystal almost died. That's why the police wouldn't let Bo near where she lived. She'd been telling the kids that their daddy tried to kill her and Kwame and that he just wanted to marry her. That's what. He just wanted to marry her and have a family. But the bitch was crazy. Bo Willie sat in the hotel room drinking coffee and wine in the heat of the day, spilling shit all over himself, talking about how he was going to get Crystal to take him back and let him be the man in the house and how she wouldn't have to work no more. He got all dressed up in his ivory shirt and his checkered pants. He went to go see Crystal to get the whole matter straightened out. He got there and he knocked on the door to Crystal's room and she didn't answer. He pounded on the door and Crystal and Naomi started crying. Bo got to shouting again about how he still wanted to marry her and was she always gonna be a whore or did she want a husband? She kept screaming for him to leave us alone. Just leave us alone! So Bo broke the door down. Crystal held the children in front of her. She picked up Kwame off the floor in her arms and she held Naomi by the shoulders. She kept saying, Bo Willie Brown, you get out of here. The police is gonna come for you, you fool. You get out of here. And don't you show your ass around here again, else I'll kill you. I swear I'll kill you. He reached for Naomi and she grabbed her and pulled her back. Don't you touch my children, motherfucker, or I'll kill you. Bo Willie jumped back, all humble and apologetic. Sorry. I don't want to hurt him. I just wanted to hold him and be on my way. I don't want to cause you no more trouble. I just wanted to marry you and give you things. What you gonna give me? A broken jaw? Nigga, get out of here! He ignored Crystal's outbursts and sat down, motioning for Naomi to come to him. She smiled back at her daddy. Crystal felt Naomi giving in. She held her tighter. Naomi pushed away and ran to her father, crying, Daddy, Daddy, come back, Daddy. Come back. But you gotta be nice to Mommy, because Mommy loves you. You gotta be nice. He sat her on his knee and played with her ribbons, big counted fingers and toes. And ever so often he would look up at Crystal holding Kwame like a statue. And then he'd say, see, Crystal, I could be a good father. Now let me see my son. She didn't move. So he coaxed her and he coaxed her. Told her how she was still a hot little thing and pretty and strong. And didn't she get up from that fight they had and go back to work? Bo Willie oozed kindness. And Crystal, who had known so little, let him hold his son. As soon as Crystal let the boy out of her arms, Bo Willie jumped up, laughing and giggling and hooping and hollering. All right, bitch, you gonna marry me. You gonna marry me. I ain't gonna marry you. I ain't gonna marry you for nothing. You're gonna be in jail for this. You're gonna be under the jail for this. Now give back my kids. Give me back my kids. He kicked out the screen in the window and he held the children off of the sill. Off of the sill. You gonna marry me. All right, I'll marry you. Anything, just bring the children back in the house. Just bring them back in the house. He looked out to where they were hanging on, at all the people screaming at him, and he started sweating again. Just sweating, drenched in sweat. And he thinks all of them, you gonna marry me? I stood by Bo in the window with Naomi reaching out to me and Kwame crying out, Mommy, Mommy. And I could only whisper. And he dropped.
Oh no.